Okay, so this is our medieval versus Renaissance art project. Okay, so first is our medieval painting, and this painting was entitled The Crucifixion by Fra Angelico, and it dates between 1420 and 1423. Um, this painting clearly shows a crucifixion taking place, which by definition is the execution of a person by nailing or binding to a cross, which you can see here. In the center of the painting, being crucified, is Christ, surrounded by what seems to be some sort of holy angels, people that seem to have inflicted this pain, and women on the bottom that seem to be wearing halos. So, really, this painting demonstrates the brutality of this particular Christian punishment, which leads us to medieval characteristics that are displayed. And many medieval characteristics are evident in this painting, beginning with the fact that it is completely centered around the church and their repercussions for wrongdoings. And this painting is able to depict the medieval values and beliefs that the church is the single most important thing in citizens' lives. We can also see medieval art forms through the faces of the people in the painting and how these art forms compare to Renaissance techniques and their use of and the concept of humanism in art. And the people depicted in this painting seem to have like a lack of depth depth to their faces, all with similar facial expressions. Uh, there's not too much depth, just evident church themes, and it's difficult to find little, if any, realism in this medieval painting. So, next we have a Renaissance art piece, which is entitled The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. And we were assigned this painting, and it dates between 1595 and 1498. Um, And this painting includes Jesus shown in the center of the painting, surrounded by his apostles to the left and right of him. And they are sitting at a table and appear to be both eating and vigorously talking. And it is well known that this scene depicts Jesus' last meal with his apostles before his crucifixion, but there is much deeper meaning to this well known mural. Many people don't know that this scene is also directly after Jesus revealed that one of his apostles betrayed him. And this is so important because we can see the different reactions of the apostles through their dramatic facial expressions. And that is why this piece is really just significant. And we are able to see the emotions and make the viewer feel as if they are in the room where this happened. Um, Also, that contributes to how it depicts um, Renaissance values as opposed to medieval values, because although they're like parts of this mural is centered around the church and Jesus and religion, it also um, shows very true and believable emotions on each of the faces included. Instead of using just like happy or sad, Da Vinci was able to accurately depict genuine human emotions, which makes it such a relevant painting during the Renaissance. And finally, Da Vinci also used a new technique that he invented at the time, in which he would prime the wall that he was painting on and used tempera paints on stone. So that was how he was able to contribute to this Renaissance art period. That's Jesus, yeah. Okay. The artist we were assigned was Albrecht Dürer, and he was a German painter that was one of the first artists affected by the Renaissance. Um, he traveled a lot, including to Italy, and studied under Italian masters. And by doing this, he was able to spread Renaissance ideas to Northern Europe. In addition, he aimed to add painting techniques that he had already known into engraving. And just ultimately, his ideas affected many Italian artists and had art looked at in a completely different way. And the work that we chose was Martyrdom of the 10,000, and it was painted in 1498. Um, This specific painting was based on the problems and struggles citizens were facing at this time. The people who were being martyred were as you can see here, um, were Christian soldiers by the orders of the Roman Emperor. And Dürer was seen in black in the middle of the painting, right here. And he painted many self portraits and included himself in many of his works. Um, Also, understanding this time period, this explains the religious aspect of their life, but also the humanist and realistic aspects that are included as well. For example, the concept of God or any higher being was not included in this specific piece. Instead, it showed, unlike the Middle Ages, an ideal perception of humanism, and it was very realistic, including people looking how they normally would with expressions and somewhat dimensional personalities. And this was clearly a Northern Renaissance way of thinking and accurately depicts the artwork that was being produced at that time. So that's it.